So let's talk engine swaps.
Oh, goody.
We did an episode a while ago about whether or not car mods add value, which is pretty easy answer. Typically not, right? Some do, some don't. Definitely not the amount that you put into them. You never get that back. So it's really a matter of, are you getting 10 cents on the dollar or negative dollars?
Usually negative.
But let's talk full engine swaps. And not just like random engine swaps, like I dropped an LS into my FD RX-7, which is cool and arguably better because that rotary engine is not the most reliable in the world.
Nah, it's worse.
It's what's worse? An LS is worse than a rotary?
In an RX-7, absolutely.
But it sounds so good. Well, the rotary
It sounds like a
pretty good,
Corvette.
too.
You put an LS in something, it just starts sounding like a Corvette. The rotary is a part of the heart and soul of the RX-7.
Okay, fine. Bad example. Let's talk about like the IMS special 911s,
Nope.
M96s.
Worse. You take the flat 6 out of a 911, it ruins the 911. It just sounds like a Corvette. Just go buy a C5. It'll be cheaper and more reliable.
Okay.
Sorry, I got fired up.
All right.
Woo.
Well, how about batteries?
No, get them
What
out of
if
here.
you put a battery.
Absolutely not. That's even worse.
Okay. Which is worse? Putting a battery in an air-cooled Porsche or putting an LS in an air-cooled Porsche?
Battery, 100%.
The market disagrees with you.
Well, thank God I'm not the market.
Okay.
Nor do I have enough money to participate in the market.
Let's look at the third option, keeping it stock. So for this segment, we're looking at, this is amazing that these came across my plate all in the same week, because there's any number of engine swaps that are done to 911s. And of course, one of the big topics is the M96 and M97 engines, because they're consistently failing from bore scoring, IMS failure, water pump failure, oil pump failure, whatever. Right. So people do like the Honda K20 swaps or K24 swaps. There's apparently an Audi diesel swap that's like literally plug and play, or an Audi V8 swap as well. I don't know. Somebody messaged me and said that you could do like a V8, V10, whatever, or A10 or something. I don't know. So many codes and stuff, and I don't know if they were a typo, but I got offered a lot of different engine swaps when we were talking about the Cayman that we had with bore scoring. So that's a well-known one. However, I came across two separate 1970s 911s with two very different swaps. And I think this is important to discuss because they're both 2.7S engines, or 2.7S models, 2.7 flat 6, also known as the Smog Special.
Oh,
Probably
yeah, that
one of the worst Porsche engines ever made, or 911 engines ever made. The 928 was, that was a bad V8. So we have the least desirable 911 in the 911's lineage.
Is that less desirable than a 996?
Well, by value, no.
Yeah.
Sorry. But by like general, I would say that there's a lot more 996s. So maybe like overall, I don't know. I'd rather have a 996 than a mid-70s 2.7S. We're going to offend some people here. Sorry.
I know you've offended 928 owners and
I'm just being
2.7S
honest
owners.
about the engines in 928s. They're crap.
Yeah, they're not
They
great.
run awesome. They're fantastic to drive. Porsche screwed the pooch on that one.
I'd put an LS in that. That's fine. It had
Yes.
a V8 anyway. Like
LS and a 928.
Totally fine.
Absolutely.
Sold.
Absolutely.
The other
Okay.
one I like, thoughts are flowing. The Audi 5-cylinder that you can put into 944s. That's cool.
What about a Volvo 5-cylinder?
Oh, yeah, I do. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm so over LSs and 944s.
Okay. Yeah. It's passe. Okay. So I'm not blaming anyone that has these cars. Honestly, I'm blaming Porsche because as much as we love our Porsches, that company has screwed their customers over many times by building bad engines and, yeah, leaving the customer to deal with it. So we're looking at a 1974 Porsche 911 Targa EV conversion that closed on P-Car Market this week, and a 1976 Porsche 911, also a Targa, LS swapped with the Renegade conversion kit. Now, Renegade is a company out of Las Vegas that has been around for decades. I used to go tracking with the owner of that company. They're pretty well known in this space for doing good swaps. Like I said, they're brand name. So this 76 911S Targa with an LS swap done by Renegade, 70,000 miles. 80,000 miles on swap. I think that means on the other engine. Clean title. Targa. Great shape. Transmission is smooth. Car currently does not have working AC. Wow, that comes with a swap. Exterior of the car is in great shape. They're asking $36,000, which is an unfortunate negative return based on a stock 2.7S, because a 2.7S Targa goes for in the neighborhood of $50,000 to $60,000 for a clean example, retail value. So
you have already brought up one of the things that I dislike about this, that I feel like it's fun to ignore on the internet, is there's always something that doesn't work or that isn't right. Like, of course the AC doesn't work, because it's like just in it. Some of those things can ruin the enjoyment of the experience. Like, I remember, and this is not me saying anything about the quality of the swap, but I remember back when Hoovy was doing his LS swap on his 911. They had to put in another tack because something just wasn't communicating right. You know, it's been years, and like, yes, it's like fixed that car that the engine blew up, but now you have this like weirdo tack like just bolted onto the steering column, and something's just not right.
Right.
Some people might not care. Honestly, maybe this is a me thing.
I agree for sure. It adds complexity to the situation. Although the AC never worked awesome in that era 911 either. It worked, but it was not awesome. That's where I would say, like, I agree with you that the OEM Plus is the way to go.
Yes.
Right? You do a more better.
Yes, more better.
If you have a company that's known for building the engines or rebuilding the engines and fixing the weak points in them, that's the way to go. Or like, oh, instead of a 2.7, I'm going to drop a 3.2 liter in from a later model, because they're fairly plug and play in most of those situations. That's kind of where I would go with that. But that can be also quite expensive. But so anyway, we've got an LS with a negative return. And then we have a 74 911 Targa EV conversion in like a bronze color. And the seats are from a newer model, kind of okay interior, pretty good exterior. It's got the cheapo basket weave wheels. And interestingly enough, like both the front and the rear are taken up with battery stuff. So you lose some practicality. You don't have a trunk anymore because there's just this big silver box in there.
That's okay, Doug, because the type of person who's buying this is not buying it to use it for any sort of road trip. They're buying it to cruise around Los Angeles and posture.
Well, you can't use it for a road trip because the manufacturer of this conversion, EV West, says it should provide around 120 miles per charge when driven normally, and less, of course, when driven spiritedly.
I'm sorry, what? You know the thing you're supposed to do with a 911, Doug? Drive it spiritedly?
Yeah. So let's say like 80 miles.
Up.
So like one little road
You take
trip.
this up into the canyons over there, you're going to get stuck. Oh no, this isn't South Carolina. The photos made me think it was in California. Hey, you're going to take it to the mountains in the Carolinas and get stuck.
Take it to the Smokies. You can't. You just can't.
It's going to die halfway through the tail of the dragon.
Oh my goodness. So this is a surprising result. I mean, it cost this guy far more than this to do the conversion. However, the high offer is $52,500. An EV swap in a 911 Targa 2.7 is worth more than an LS swap in a 911 Targa 2.7 by a significant amount.
I'm just reading a comment right now, Doug, that says, how easy is it to change the horsepower settings? I hate everything. Why do you need to ask that? It's just, hate all.
That's the other issue with the EV thing, right? So not only are you changing the balance of the car, it says it adds about 200 pounds to the car, although some of that's up front, but like as whenever you add that kind of power to a car that wasn't designed for it in the first place, you have to change everything else. And it does not appear that that was done in this case. It's got to be a real dicey car to drive if you have the full power settings.
Yeah. Well, and I just feel like this is the type of person that will buy this is the type of person that wants a Tesla, wants an EV, that they just want to look like a 911, but they want a bad car. They just like, I don't know. I don't know who is going to buy this. The dynamics are compromised. That's why we love our Porsches. That's why we put up with all this stuff, is because the driving dynamics are wonderful.
Agreed. And the seller said, somebody asked, how fast will it go? He says, it'll go as fast as you want. And I'm like, I don't want to go that fast in a pre-crumple zone, pre-airbag, whatever, tiny brake EV 911.
It's not my thing. I acknowledge that this is a potential avenue to keep some cars on the road that were otherwise past it. Like, if the engine has blown or if there's some significant issue and this is the avenue you want to take, I acknowledge that is like kind of great, but it ain't for me. I think This is just absurd.
Yep. Well, we answered the value thing. An EV swap 911 is worth more than an LS swap 911, but they're both worth less than the original mediocre engine that Porsche stuck in there.
So the market doesn't lie.
The market lies doesn't a little lie. Bit. But there's some company I keep hearing about that does like these bespoke EV conversions for air-cooled 911s. I think they're out in San Francisco. I could be wrong. And they're like $750,000.
I got it.
Which to me just blows my mind. And I'm like, I don't get.
Can we stop taking air-cooled 911s off the road to turn them into something that normal people can't afford? Normal people already can't afford them. Come on.
Are you becoming that boomer?
I think so. Like, Singers are gorgeous. They're incredible. The Gunther Works stuff is incredible, but it's all just like...
There's still thousands and thousands of them out there.
I guess.
It's a very, very small percentage that they're impacting. Are they impacting the value? Some? Yes.
Truthfully... They were impacted before that. People went bananas way.
Sure. Well, it's because people are taking them off the road to do nothing with other than just say, I have a low mile car. So, like...
Man, I got fired up this episode. I don't know what happened. Whew.
Jeez. All right, let's go to our ever-popular license plate game. Brought to us, I really should hit him up for a sponsorship deal. It was a suggestion of Alan Hoover from Soul and Spine. And, if your back's all jacked up, go see them. We got some license plates. The gist of the game is, as you guys probably know by now, is it one bite, everybody know the rules? Everybody does know the rules. One of us says a license plate, a vanity plate, of course, a special plate, and the other person has to guess what car it came off of based off of our ability to stereotype on the fly.
I think we have done a good job so far, Doug, of getting in the realm of, like, I
feel like we're 50% of even getting in the realm. And
did I headshot one once? I feel like... Have I gotten one?
You've gotten a couple.
Oh, man.
Yes, the Dropout one, Mercedes S-Class. You nailed that one.
I need to be humbled today, I guess.
Well, we're going to start with an easy one.
This is going to really humble me if I get it wrong. What is it?
All right, submitted. All of these are user submissions. We love them. Keep them coming. This was submitted by the Pooh Man on Instagram. Literally,
Taco Bell.
His avatar is a dog in the middle of doing his number 2. License plate is Power Up.
Oh, that's an EV. It's a Tesla.
Yep.
Yeah. Whew, thank God.
Also, the internet says there's no Z in Tesla.
Oh, do I say Tesla?
Yes.
Whatever. They can.
Anyway, so I'm gonna Tesla is as Teslas and vanity plates go together like ketchup and scrambled eggs. So I feel like I'm just gonna give you a Tesla one, just an easy layup one every week. And, because there's so many Tesla ones and they're all the same. Gas, LOL.
Yeah, I'm going to get one and put TEZLA on it just to... All right, Doug, are you ready?
No.
This one is Bumblebee. BUMLB.
Oh, yeah. Is it a Camaro?
No, it's not.
Oh, come on. It's not the friggin' Iron Man edition, whatever Bumblebee. Not Iron Man.
The Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
not that.
I don't
It
watch
is
enough movies.
A yellow and black 991 GT2 RS.
It's dumb.
I agree. That's why I picked it.
Should have been a Camaro. Okay. Got one for you from Dave Marr. Fried egg.
This is a 996 of some sort.
Yes, it is. Good
Dude, you're just
job.
laying me up this week.
All right. Yeah. Okay. A little bit harder one. Also from Dave Marr. Wide bod.
Is that like a 993S C2 or C4S?
It is not a 993S, but you're on the right track. It was on a 992, but it is a C4S, which means it is the wide body. I was
aren't
like,
all the
you better not put that on like a base 911 that's narrow rear end. So, all right, good job. Good
all
job.
of
You're
mine
3
this
for
week.
3-ish.
Well, yeah, I feel like these have been a little around. All these this week from here from Adam W. Thank you very much. You've given me some gold to finally stack up to Doug here. All right, Chonker. 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 It's like we're spelling bee.
Don't even. Cadillac Escalade V.
No, it is a 996 C4S. So it's in the wide body because it's fat. They're one of the wide bodies.
All right. I thought the guy was talking about his wife or something.
You want me to go again?
Big SUV to haul her around.
Doug, I'm trying to pull you out of this. Do you want another one?
Sure.
Bald Eagle. BLDEGLE.
Corvette.
So close. Late model Camaro.
You didn't give me a chance for a second guess. I was going to say Camaro. Come on. I get half credit for that one. All right.
I agree.
Okay. Speaking of pulling people out of things, Got Pink, submitted by Green Mountain Gearhead on Instagram. Thank you.
Got Pink. Is this a Corvette?
No.
No. Got Pink. What is I thought of like the Barbie Corvette that was always pink. I don't know. I'm Mercedes C-Class.
No. Mercedes G-Wagon.
Whoa!
In bright pink.
That I can understand.
Yep.
V10.
Audi.
No. I'm gonna give you another guess. I'll be nice this time.
Lamborghini Huracan / Gallardo.
No.
I feel like it's a car that you wouldn't expect to be a V10 and somebody's bragging about it. That's why I guessed Audi.
Oh, that's not it, but I do like that train of thought. It is this gorgeous green, I think late 90s Viper.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right.
So nice.
Cool. I don't think.
Or
like
I don't
dark
know.
green.
I don't. It was like a metallic-y green. I can show you the photo later, but it was
right.
not the whole car was in it, so it was hard to tell the generation.
Okay. This one submitted by Brad Hepner with a note, quote, "Good luck, Tyler."
Oh, no.
FNCPNTS, Fancy Pants.
Is that on a Jag XF?
Nope.
A Cadillac CT4 or whatever.
Nope.
Oh, shoot. What is it?
GMC Sierra.
What?
It
There's
looks
no
like
way.
a Denali, but you know.
Oh, man.
It's local, too.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I got one more for you.
I knew you wouldn't get that one. And so did Brad.
Yeah, that was rough. Lancerlot. LNCRLOT.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah,
Lancer.
but like which one?
I don't know, like an Evo something, some generation of an Evo. I'm sure it's an Evo.
I was going to try to make you guess
Evo
the generation.
6, 7,
it's a 10.
10.
It's a 10.
All right. I get 90% credit for that one. All right. Maybe one of the craziest license plates ever. 370H55V. You can't visualize this, so I'm just going to say if you put it upside down.
Do I need to write it down?
It spells something that, everybody has, just like they have an opinion.
Okay.
Everybody has
This
an opinion,
is, yeah. This is going to be a Jeep.
No.
Oh, because sometimes they're like the haha. If you can read this upside down,
yeah. If you can read this and flip me over, right? That's a good guess. Yeah, that would be a good thing. Right. No. And this one, thank you, Ken Stevenson, via SwitchCast Live for the submission on this one. This is on a Lamborghini Aventador.
Oh.
And apparently it got revoked. I think it was the state of Colorado that they had it registered because after a number of years, Colorado figured out like, oh, hey, if you put it upside down, it's offensive.
Would you look at that?
But when I put it into Carfax, it still comes back to the Aventador. So maybe he got it back or still has it. I don't know. So anyway, that's one of the neatest plates I've come across. Well, I don't know what that says about me. This episode is brought to you by Sheffield All Sport Watches. The Sheffield brand was recently revived by Jay Turkbus, an owner of an original Sheffield All Sport diver he received from his parents in 1970 when he was just 11, beginning his love of watches. As an adult, Jay used his extensive expertise in product development and marketing to revive the brand that started it all. He set out to develop watches with a high level of quality and specification at a value price. His first effort, and a successful one in July of 2023, was the debut of the Sheffield All Sport Diver 1. It had the kind of build and movement that much more expensive watches use, and his debut price of $108 was equivalent to the $13 his parents paid back in 1970. Since that debut, Sheffield has expanded to a wider range of automatics and chronos, many designed around vintage Sheffield dials of the 60s. The Sheffield well of clever and unique design remains his inspiration, as well as maintaining the goal of high quality, very affordable range of automatic and quartz watches. Sheffield Watches, value on merit, not just price. I love mine. Get yours at SheffieldWatches.com and mention that you heard about them on SwitchCast. Thank you for joining us for SwitchCast with Doug Tabbutt and Tyler Sanders, produced by Ethan Huffnagel. SwitchCast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on this show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. If you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more info.